with the best pitchers in all the game facing off tonight. Charlie Morton returns to Houston, matched up against Justin Verlander. The former teammates both top 3 in American League in ERA. The Rays tied with Oakland for that final playoff spot. Gonna be fun. Cubs are in Queens to take on the Mets. New York 2 games back at Chicago for that second wild card. It will be Yu Darvish and Marcus Stroman sharing the mound, and you can watch it right here on our MLB Network Showcase Game of the Week. And the Yankees continue their West Coast trip in Seattle. Yusei Kikuchi taking the mound for the Mariners, matching up against Masahiro Tanaka for the very first time. Kikuchi coming off his first career shutout. And the great
ice cream
is Gleyber Torres on the double cookies and cream. Untouchable in the eyes of so many at the trade deadline this year and in past years, and we read that bum became the 4th Yankee ever with 13+ home runs in August. The list: Ruth DiMaggio and Mantle. Here's what I want to ask with Gleyber Torres. Give me a guy who's been in the league or was in the league for 10, 15 years. Like, what's the comp? Like, what kind of player is he going
I've got
to
one.
like Roberto Alomar?
That's my comp. Now, that's aggressive.
It is
because
aggressive.
Roberto Alomar in Cincinnati.
Maybe it's just something shady going on.
Perhaps there is. In the
I
red
don't know.
room. I'm so embarrassed to be sitting next to Ken.
Is Sonny
Did you
Gray
watch that?
married?
Or the movies?
I
Have you
not
seen
the
50
movie.
Shades of Grey?
I have not seen
Don't
the movie.
lie.
Not seen the movie.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, ran it. From the red room to the Barbasol close shave.
Would absolutely.
We have his
love-
T-shirt. He sent it
Minton,
to us.
pull that off.
Make
Marcus
that happen.
Semien. You know what I
Please.
thought was interesting, too? He came on MLB Tonight last night, and he talked about he went to, he has 2 different swings. Like, he has a 2-seamer swing, because you saw in that highlight, that was a 2-0 2-seamer right there. Different ways to combat different pitches, and I read an article in The Athletic that did a great job chronicling kind of his ascent, and he talked about going to a lighter bat this year. He usually swung a 34, 32, and now it's more 33 and a half, 31.
Does that usually work?
I used to lower the ounces as the season progressed because you got tired and you didn't have the bat speed. But I've noticed, talking to a lot of guys, the velocity is just so through the roof. A lot of guys have gotten on the dish, gone to a smaller bat, lighter, and try and get in the zone.
Second half, on the freak out factor, basically a postseason edition, if you will. Anthony Castrovitz, good morning to you, my friend. Let's go. You're in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez may or may not be. It's a hamate bone injury. I was talking with Ken yesterday. He said 6-ish weeks. That's all the time they have left. Your freak out factor. You tied for the second, and talk about injuries. Injuries for days for Tampa Bay. Always seem to piece it together, but now, last week of August, are you freaking out? What's your factor? 13 and 11, and we haven't even talked about the Mets yet. Of course, Mets fans don't freak out at all. Braves came into their house, got the sweep this past weekend. The Phillies climb in the wild card standings. They are not as of now. What's your freak out factor in Queens? Similar question about the Cubs, and they play each other tonight. It's go time. The Cardinals playing their heart out. A wild card if the season ended today. Can't imagine that's their goal. What's your common thought right now when it comes to the Cubs on the north side? Castrovitz bringing props on a Tuesday. I appreciate your time, my friend. As always, let's step aside, take a break on MLB Central. Those Cubs.